Hey friend, Jen here. Today you are joining me outside for a workout. We are doing an upper body workout. Should be short and sweet. You can follow along with me for the entire workout. You're not going to need much here, so I encourage you, go find a park, go find an outdoor space here. Make the most of this season. The things that you will need, you're going to need a moderate set of dumbbells. A mat, is optional, but I would encourage also a water bottle and shoes. So go ahead, grab what you need, and then let's get started. All right, now for our warm-up for today, we are going to do 3 different mobility exercises targeting our upper body to get it nice and ready for the workout ahead. We're going to do each for 30 seconds for 2 rounds total, and then we'll get started with our workout. The first one we are going to start with, we'll need our dumbbells here. We're going to grab both. Feet are going to be shoulder width apart, elbows bent at 90 degrees, elbows nice and close to your sides, opening up. This is an external rotation through the shoulders. Okay, and you might find that your range of motion isn't huge here, and that's okay. It's important though that we keep our elbows by our sides, relaxing our shoulders, and you should feel this within kind of the top of your shoulder. 30 seconds here, core nice and tight. One more. Good, set those aside, we will come back to it. The next one is going to be feet shoulder width apart, toes forward, core nice and tight, back nice and flat. Palms are going to move in the direction of up, or thumbs are going to, coming to a Y position. Okay, so back to the center and Y. Fairly open across the front. Core nice and tight here. One last one. Good, shake that out. Check in with yourself. How you feeling so far? Getting a little bit warmer. This is our last warm-up exercise. Palms are going to start facing down. They come to facing upward. Big squeeze through the back. Now don't be afraid to get a little bit of a reach here. Get nice and far, and then pull it nice and chest. By your sides. One last one. Good, big squeeze. Shake it out. Take a couple seconds. We are starting back at the beginning with our external rotation with the dumbbells. Now, if you found that the dumbbells were just too much, you can always just do this motion body weight. If you have tweaky shoulders, if you've ever had a shoulder injury, that might be the best decision for you. Moving on to our last round for our warm-up, and then we're getting started with today's exercises. Just a couple more. Last one. Good, set those aside. Moving to our bent over Ys, feet shoulder width apart, bending at the hips, back nice and flat, thumbs are moving up, opening to that Y position. Really trying to keep those elbows as straight as possible. This might be really challenging. So just take it nice and slow. Two more. Good, shake that out. Give your arms a little bit of a shake. We have our last warm-up exercise. Palms facing down. Shoulders relaxed, core nice and tight, pulling in those elbows. Almost there. And 3, 2, 1, and good. Shake that out. Check in with yourself. Does your upper body feel a little bit warmer? Ready to go? Grab a quick drink, and then we're going to get right started into our workout for today. All right, now for today's workout, we have 3 mini circuits. We're gonna do 3 exercises at a time. We are gonna do each exercise for 60 seconds, and we're gonna aim for 2 rounds with each circuit. Each circuit will target a different area of our upper body, but that is the general focus for today. So I'm gonna start our timer. I'll hear probably the cues more than you will, but just listen to my voice. I will guide us through it. The first round, I'll kind of go through the exercises one at a time, and then by the second round, you'll be feeling really confident and ready to go. So we are going to start here in 10 seconds, starting with a hammer curl. So feet are going to be shoulder width apart, our weights at our sides, elbows in, palms face in as we do a hammer curl. A full minute here. Core nice and tight. You'll know you have the right weight if there's no need for a swing. Palms face neutral.
Halfway there.
Keep it up, core tight. Almost there.
10 seconds. Rest.
Good, shake that off. We got about 10 seconds here, moving into our next one, which is going to be a lateral raise. Weights are going to be by our sides, shoulders relaxed, slight bend in the elbows, lifting to a T position. Now we don't need to lift too high here, so you can look in your peripheral, as to whether you're going beyond your shoulder or whether you're right in line. Core nice and tight here. Again, if you feel yourself swinging, that is an indication that the weight is too heavy. Keep it up.
Halfway there.
Keep in mind the next exercise that we do is going to be on the ground, so just prepare for that. We'll have about 10 seconds to get there.
Seconds.
Almost there. Good, feeling a burn with that one. Come on down to the ground. We're going to be doing a neutral press, so lying on our backs. Weights by our sides, elbows tucked in, pressing up to the center. Our elbows should stay by our sides at the bottom, so not wide here, pressing to the center. Keep it up.
Halfway there.
Should be starting to feel a little bit of a burn here.
Seconds.
Almost there, and then we start back at the top. Good job. Take 10 seconds. This is a quick turnaround. We are then moving to our hammer curl. One more round here through, then I'll give you guys a breather.
Let's go.
Feet shoulder width apart, palms facing in, hammer curl. Elbows stay by our sides the entire time. Keep it up, you're doing great. Check in with yourself. How's this feeling so far?
Halfway there.
Almost done, and then we are moving on to our lateral raise.
10 seconds. Rest.
Good, shake that off if need be. You're doing great. Moving on to our second exercise. Feet shoulder width apart, shoulders relaxed. Slight bend in the elbows,
Let's go.
lateral raise. Remember, we don't need to go too high, but we want to keep that slight bend in the elbow just to protect our joints. Starting to feel a burn here. If you need to take a couple seconds, you can always do that. Shake it out, then just finish up where you left off. If you need to adjust the weights, you can always do that too.
Seconds.
Remember, we're down on the ground for our third exercise. That is our neutral chest press.
Rest.
Good, last exercise, then we get a breather, so stick with me here.
Next round.
Elbows by our sides, pressing up to center. I don't know about you, but my shoulders are feeling it. Keep it up. We're almost there.
Halfway there.
Push it with me here. You got
10
this.
seconds.
Good job. Nicely done here. All right, take 45 seconds, grab a drink, collect yourself, then we're moving on to the next set of exercises. All right, friend, moving into our second round here. Similar format, 3 exercises, 60 seconds each. We're aiming for 2 rounds total, then give you another water break at the end of that. 3 new exercises though, so we're gonna kind of switch it up here. I'm going to start our timer. We're gonna begin with a reverse flat, so you will need your dumbbells here, starting in about 10 seconds. We're gonna grab our dumbbells, feet are gonna be shoulder width apart, core tight, pivoting at the hips, elbows slightly bent with palms facing in, opening up through the back. Now again, if this is too heavy, or if you feel like you're really swinging to get that weight up, drop the weight or just go to body weight. We have a full minute here, and as always, we're all about quality instead of quantity over here. So make sure your reps are good reps. Keeping a slight bend in the elbow
Halfway there.
as we open up. Now, if you feel this in your back and it's feeling quite tight, you can always stand up, shake it out, readjust, and get back to it. Core nice and tight here. That is what is going to protect our back.
10 seconds. Rest.
Good. Take a couple seconds. We are now moving into a neutral press. So feet are going to be shoulder width apart, weights up at our shoulders, pressing up overhead. Palms face in the entire time. Core nice and tight. If you feel your rib cage is starting to push out too heavy, so tuck it in, tuck that core in. Pressing overhead, elbows come by our side. Keep it up, you're doing great.
Halfway there.
Making sure our palms face in the entire time.
Seconds.
Almost there. Good, you're gonna put one weight aside. You may need to adjust to two, but I'm just gonna show with one for now. We are now going to be doing a tricep overhead extension. So you're gonna hold one side of the dumbbell up overhead, feet shoulder width apart, bending in the elbows, pressing up overhead. Okay, now if this feels like a weird grip, you can also always hold both sides. Making sure that our elbows stay nice and close to our sides or to our head when we're in the lower. I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to feel that burn, that little creep come in.
Halfway there.
One rep at a time. Again, if you need to, you can always bring the weight down, shake it out a little bit, collect yourself, get back to it.
10 seconds.
Take a couple seconds, shake that out. We're moving into our reverse fly. Remember, we got 2 rounds here, then we get a breather. So stick with me here. This is our last round for these exercises. Feet shoulder width apart, pivoting at that hip, opening up through the back. Keep it up, core nice and tight. Bending through those elbows, extending wide through the palms. Big squeeze through the back.
Halfway there.
And if you feel it in your back, just take a couple seconds. Back to it. Chin nice and tucked here. Not looking up
seconds.
or looking down. That has a tendency to round us out. Just looking neutral.
Rest.
Good job, done with that one. Shake it out. We have our neutral press here. So weights up at shoulders, pressing neutral overhead, core nice and tight.
Let's go.
Focusing on our breath here. Our breath is what controls the intensity. So it's feeling pretty intense right now. Just take a couple extra breaths.
Halfway there.
Keep it up.
Seconds.
Push through that burn. I'm right here with you. 3, 2, 1.
Rest.
Good. Shake that out. Okay. Now I'm going to show you if you want 2 dumbbells here. Say you have some lighter dumbbells and the one didn't feel too heavy. Both arms, each holding a dumbbell. You're going to connect the 2 at the back, pressing overhead. Now for me personally, that is too much with these dumbbells. So I'm going to switch to 1, but I did just want to show you that in case We need a little bit more. And you know what? If it's really intense, we always just take it down, shake it out, give yourself a second, and push through it.
Halfway there.
Almost there, guys. I feel that too. Bending through the elbows, pressing up through the triceps.
10 seconds.
Elbows stay nice and close to our head. On the bends, we're not fairly wide here. You really want to target that.
Well done.
Good. Put that aside. We are done our second set of exercises. Take 45 seconds. I'll see you back here for the third round. All right, we are moving into our last round of exercises for the day. Last 3 exercises. We got 2 rounds total, and then we're stretching out. So you just got to stick with me here. Now you're going to want your weights kind of set at the center, at the top of your mat for this next exercise. So just a heads up there. I'll explain the exercises as we go, and by the second round, you'll be nice and comfortable. I'm going to start our timer. We're going to start away from the weights, but facing them. What this is going to be is an inchworm walk to a row. So we're going to bend through the knees, crawling ourselves out to a high plank position. We're going to grab one weight, row it, grab the other weight, row it, crawl it back to the start. Okay, take this nice and slow. If it's too intense for the row, you can always drop the knee, row the arm from a kneeled position. We're nice and tight, standing up.
Halfway there.
Legs nice and flat. We're not doing a pyramid position here. Standing upright, core nice and tight. It's a tough one, but you got this. Keeping our core tight as we do our row so we don't move our hips too much. Almost there. Good, we got 10 seconds. We're gonna move our weights aside. We are doing a hop with a push-up. So from our plank position, we are going to do an inward hop, drop to the knees, push-up. You can also do the push-up just from toes if you want. Keep it up. These are the tough ones at the end, so if you need to take a breather, you're always more than welcome to.
Halfway there. Seconds.
Ooh, I'm feeling that with you guys. Good. Come up from that. We're moving on to our last exercise here. Grabbing the weights, starting at the top of our mat. Weights are going to be by our sides. We are doing a reverse lunge, overhead press. Bring it to the top, reverse lunge, overhead press. Core nice and tight for these. If you need to add a little bit more, you can always do a curl with a shoulder press. For me, this gives my shoulders just a little bit of a break, even though I'm adding the additional exercise. So you pick which feels the best for you. Nice and long for that lunge, bending through the back knee.
10 seconds.
Doing great.
Rest.
Good. Take 10 seconds here, guys. We're moving on to our last round. This is where we really need to dig deep here. starting at the top of our mat for that inchworm to our row. Bending through the legs. Inchworm, we can drop to the knees if need be. For our row, row, bringing it back. Standing up, core nice and tight. Holding our hips still.
Halfway there.
Deep breaths. Almost there. Shake it out as you need to.
10 seconds. Rest.
Done with that one. Take a couple seconds here. Moving on to our push-ups with our hop. My least favorite of the day, but we're gonna get through it. High plank. Hopping in. You can drop to the knees. Push up. One rep at a time. And if need be, you can always step in
Halfway there.
instead of hop. Ooh, my shoulders. Stick with me
10
here, guys.
seconds.
Even if you have to take it back a notch like I am.
Rest.
Awesome job. The last exercise here, can you stick it out with me? I think you can. We got our reverse lunges to our either just shoulder press or bicep curl shoulder press, depending on what variation you want to go for. Keep it up, core nice and tight. You're doing great. How can you cheer yourself on in this moment?
Halfway there.
What words of encouragement can you give yourself? Shake it out if you need to.
10 seconds.
I said this was upper body, but right now everything's feeling it.
Well done.
Good job. Nicely done. Give yourself a pat on the back. Grab a drink. Do what you need to. Let's move into our cool down. So for our cool down, let's let ourselves come down. Catch your breath. You've done a good thing today. So let's make sure that we feel like we've come down from that we've cooled down, that we've stretched out our muscles, starting with the shoulder stretch, arm across the body. Trying not to lift that shoulder, but press it down so we really get a nice stretch through the front and side of that shoulder. Check in with yourself. How did you like today? What was hard? What felt really good? Switch sides. Let your heart rate come down here. I know sometimes a lot of people just skip the cool down. They don't have enough time. They don't have enough energy for it, but it is really important to bring ourselves down. So stick this out with me. Good, shake that out. Next one we're gonna do coming up overhead, similar to our tricep extension, bending through the elbow, pulling back. So we should feel a nice stretch through the back of the arm. Good, switch sides. Feel Feel like a nice stretch across the back of that arm. Shake it out. Let's finish up with a chest opener. So feet shoulder width apart, interlocking the fingers, opening through the chest. Chin up, pulling those arms back slightly. What a beautiful day. Take a moment. What are you thankful for today? Good. Roll out the shoulders a couple times. Let's finish off with some wrist stretches. Palm facing you, bending through that wrist, gentle through the other hand. Should feel a nice stretch across the front of the arm, or the top side, I should say. Good. Roll that out just ever so gently, switching sides. Notice if there's any tension here or pain, ease up on it if you need to. Rolling that out. Another couple shoulder rolls. Let's finish up with a neck stretch. Nice and gentle as we move through here. Rolling down into the other side. Great job today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me here outside. I hope you had a beautiful scenery yourself. And if not, just thank you so much for being here. You did a great thing for yourself today. I would love to hear how this went for you, if you enjoyed it, what else you'd like to see, and I'll see you next time.